am back in a dark room with questionable lighting because I think it looks cool, if I'm honest with you. Also, you can't really tell if I'm super tired or if this is just awful lighting, you know? Having said that, it's spring break and I don't sleep that much. Why don't I sleep? Am I okay? Last week, my buddy old pal, gal, I have a friend, and she did not make a certain thing that she wanted to make and she wanted to be a part of, and she was really bummed. She was talking to me, and I just sat there like a tired sloth with no advice at all. And in hindsight, there are a lot of things that I could have said and I should have said, and now that I've thought them over, I'll say them to you. My pal not making this thing made me think of the time that I didn't make a thing. I wanted to be in a show choir, and I did not make it my freshman year, and I was bummed a lot. I was kind of bored too, and so one thing led to another, and I made this YouTube channel because I'd been watching YouTubers for quite some time. And I thought, I want to do that, I can do that, and so I did. And now we have this piece of work, which I quite enjoy. And I got over it, and you know, I went back the next year, this year, and I made it, and that is so good and exciting. So from that experience, I learned a few things. First of all, there are usually second chances. Not always, because sometimes you just can't retry for things, and that's a bummer. But sometimes there are second chances, and if you prepare, usually things will work out. If it didn't work this first time, it might work the second time or the third time, or it might not work. Which leads me to my second point, which is there are a lot of things in the world. It's a pretty big world. There are a lot of things that you can take up and you can learn how to do and be good at, and that's cool. You should try new things. But I also learned something a little bit more in depth from my experience of not making the show choir that I desired to be a part of. The thing is, you're gonna become a lot of things. You're a human being person, therefore you develop qualities and characteristics because you experience experiences and you do things and you become a person. And I realized when I didn't make the show choir that I could be a lot of things even if I couldn't be in a show choir, because the most important things that you can be come from within. It is a lot more important to be kind than it is to be a part of a club, because you can be those things. You can be the captain of a team, or you can be a part of a thing or a club or a group or whatever, and that's good, but that doesn't really define you. What defines you is your actions and your qualities and your characteristics, and those come from within. If you want to be a kind person, you just have to go and do kind things. Nobody has to tell you you can, or that you got in, or you made the cut for the kindness squad. You can just be kind. I think it is very important, in high school especially, to develop these qualities that will stick with you for the rest of your life, because clubs will end and show choirs will finish, but being a good person can last for years and years to come, and then the influence of you being a good person can last even longer. Because good things will happen, they always do, just like the bad things, good things happen, and you can be hopeful for that. Is it weird to get excited for the person you'll become? Because just thinking about 2 years ago me, 14-year-old Rachie, I couldn't even imagine the person I am now. Not in like a braggy way, but in a I've learned a lot and I've changed a lot, and for the most part it's been very good and exciting. So can you even imagine 2 years into the future you're gonna be great. So I hope you take this to heart and start thinking about not the things that you can do, but the things you can be. You can become anything, and you can become so great, and I'm sure you will. I hope that you are well, and I will see you next week.